up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another daily review, and this one is to that Ty Dolla featuring Future campaign, in which these two artists have collaborated before in the past, man, especially with that song Blase, 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 in which, for those of you who remember, I wasn't big on that song, man, and ultimately, this has the same kind of feeling and such, even though I feel as though the campaign is on a higher level than that song actually was. And you can obviously see what they was trying to do here, man, because this commercialized trap music and such, this is all the rage on the radio right now, so they're using this as the commercialized single, at least the first single for his new project, The Campaign, which is the title song. And the story behind this track was Ty Dolla was the opening act for the Purple Rain tour and such, and then they just hopped on the tour bus and made multiple songs, and this is just one of them. See, what they're ultimately talking about here is how being on tour is a lot like being on a campaign, and they're absolutely right, man, especially seeing as though they got the tour bus going from place to place, they're speaking in front of the people, man, and they're getting money based off of it. Because if you look at campaigns like, say, Donald Trump's campaign that he's been doing this year, man, like, he fronted some money for this campaign that he's getting all paid back. Like, he's actually going to charge interest to his own campaign to give back to him, so ultimately, he's coming up. Now, what Ty Dolla and Future is ultimately saying is that they're taking this money and blowing it on random nonsense, and that is the wrong thing you need to do. For any of you who go on tour and actually get paid to do it and all of that, man, you take that money and you invest it. Like, do you remember Tone Loc, I believe, that Funky Comedina song and such? This dude went on tour with that one song and bought up real estate in every city that he went to the point that he never had to release another record. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that same thing and everything, man, but that money, you shouldn't just blow it, because in the end, you're going to need that, dude. Overall, not a strong song, but I am anticipating this album, especially because last year Ty Dolla had a top 3 song of the year, man, in that LA track, and I'm definitely hoping that he'll either repeat that or get better. But this concludes today's review, man, and now we're gonna jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Juan Carlo before we jump into the news and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. Canceled the show that he had out in Detroit because the venue that he was going to have the show in had like a very racist tweet. The spot is called Populux in Detroit, man, in which they said something real greasy about the 2 people that got murdered by the police and the Dallas shooting, man. Overall, I'm very proud of Vic Mensa, man. Nobody should be performing at this venue. Even after they changed the name and all that, man, always keep that in mind, that these people are not on your side, so therefore you should not make money for them or with them. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com, and today's article is about how our people are just playing way too much, man, because I've been hearing reports out there in Baton Rouge and stuff, man, because there was the whole protest that was going on there, but I heard that it ultimately evolved into a block party pretty much, and then we see this constantly, dude. There'll be like a couple days that we be upset or whatever, protesting and marching and all that, but then it ultimately turns into a bunch of kids playing around, a bunch of women out there twerking, a bunch of dudes trying to move mixtapes and all that, man, and this is not productive. You feel me? Y'all playing way too much, because any one of us could have been killed in any one of these places, man. I mean, there's a time and a place to go ahead and have fun and all that, man, but now is not the time. Right now, we getting slaughtered in the streets for free. People getting paid to do it, honestly, and y'all just out here playing. That is not a good look. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.